Welcome back to Roller Coaster's Best Coaster of the Year weekly series. Last week, you guys voted for the best coaster of 1997. You voted for Pyrenees at Park España Shima Spain Village. Over in Japan, it is the Spanish-Japanese park. It's in Japan, themed to Spain. And they had this awesome ride themed to the mountain range there in northeastern Spain. It's called Pyrenees, and it is a really good mountain range and also a really good B&M invert. It is in fact, fifth B&M to win in a row. You had Nemesis, Kumba, whatever was 1994. 95 was something else, and then Monty was last year. Yeah, I'm really, really smart. Couldn't think too well there. But anyway, it defeated another great B&M invert, Alpengeist at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. That is still to this day the largest B&M invert, tallest. Not the fastest, Banshee's faster. Also, Steel Force at Dorney Park. That is the Morgan Hyper the only Morgan Hyper that'll be included in the series. Pretty solid ride though. Some nice airtime, nice intensity. Not really a whole lot else going on though. Also, Tenerda Zeus at Park Asterix. Some people say, "Oh God, that ride sucks," but if you get a good ride on it, I'm sure it's like a really good CCI. And I'm sure in its heyday, like when it first opened, it was like top 5 CCIs. That thing is so long. Some great looking laterals. Reminds me a lot of Legend. Like kind of a Legend combined with Raven, how it goes through the woods and ends with that lateral section. Just a really, really good looking ride. And it's got it kind of focuses on the drops a little bit. It really is Raven times Legend equals Tenerda Zeus IMO. Let's not see IMO ever again. All right, moving on. You guys are voting for 4 coasters that opened in 1998. What is the best? We got Shivering Timbers at Michigan's Adventure, the CCI Out and Back. Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm, another CCI Woody. This is in L shape out and back, and it's been since refurbished by GCI. Also, Riddler's Revenge at Six Flags Magic Mountain, the B&M stand-up. And the last CCI for this week, Alabama Sponsor's Adventures Rampage, the Twister CCI Woody. So you're going to vote for one of those 4 coasters using the eye in the top right corner of the video. Now for some more coasters that opened in 1998, we've got Batman Robin the Chiller at Six Flags Great Adventure. That was the really weird Premier Rides dueling thing, where the Robin side, I think that the Robin side is the red one, right? The Robin side had that really cool Cobra roll, and the Batman side had the inverted top hat for the blue side and the red side. And they both did a 0G roll. Interesting in that, so they launched into both those really big elements that were like 150 to 200 feet tall, something like that. And then they went into a 0G roll, and then went through it all over again backwards. So pretty weird stuff. And I guess they occasionally stalled before the 0G roll. So in 2006, Premier Rides came in and got rid of the 0G roll and only put in a bank. But the ride barely operated after that for some reason, just due to some serious difficulties. There's always technical difficulties with the launches, and I mean with the stalling and with it was just a big mess of a ride. And it was bought by some park in Brazil because they were stupid and ignorant, and it never opened. So apparently the blueprints of the ride were lost or something. Interesting. Another CCI to open in 98. A lot of CCIs open this year. Excalibur at Funtown Splashtown. That's all the way up in Maine, southern Maine. They've got a little park going on over there. They also have a little Wild Mouse. It's a pretty solid CCI that goes through the woods. Not really like a insane large CCI like your Shivering Timbers or your Rampage, but it's like a 95-ish, 100 feet tall, out in the woods, Twister-ish CCI with some nice laterals. So that's pretty cool. Also, Great Bear. I was really debating if I should put that in this week. Sorry if I didn't include it for you. I mean, you kind of figure one of the lower tier. I think it's a lower tier being an invert. It's really short. You figure that a lower tier B&M invert is probably worse than a higher tier CCI Woody. That's just what I think. But that's still a very cool looking terrain B&M invert, really unique. It's got that really whippy corkscrew, goes over some water. Has 4 inversions, loop 0G roll, Immelman. Yeah, pretty cool ride. We also got Linear Gale at Tokyo Dome City. That was the prototype intimate impulse coaster that did not twist at all. That's right. All it did was go back and forth up a U-shaped thing inverted, which was it's pretty lame, but it existed, and yeah, that was at Tokyo Dome City. It was since replaced with Thunder Dolphin, actually, or well, not was it replaced by it? I never know what replaced what, but I know they had the Ultra Twister, and then they had Linear Gale, and now they have Thunder Dolphin, so that's pretty cool. Also, both of the Mr. Freeze coasters opened this year, so Premier had a pretty solid year with three coasters, or well, yeah, 3 coasters. yeah, both Mr. Freezes opened since I St. Louis and over Texas. Those are some solid rides as well. And Dave Sitchbin, I forget what year it was, but they reversed the trains and now it's called Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. So that's pretty cool that you got to launch backwards. Also, the first dive coaster, the prototype Oblivion at Alton Towers, with a very short lift hill, which is like what, like 50 feet tall, and then a drop that's 3 times as tall as that. It's a 150-foot drop inside a hole in Alton Towers. Very cool. Um, yeah, not really. That's all there is to that ride. It drops and then doesn't turn into a brake run. So very fun. Also, another awesome freaking looking CCI. I mean, that layout is just so cool. It's a dueling CCI Twisted Twins. At the original Cranky Kingdom, open '98, and the drops were like right next to each other. This is present day Storm Chaser. They only RMC'd one side of it, which is really unfortunate. But Storm Chaser is still a really awesome ride. But unfortunately, they totally scrapped one half of the ride, which is, I mean, it's whatever. Um, would have been really cool. But hey, when it dueled, it was really cool with Twisted Twins. Had some pretty cool moments. The drops were synced, and they had a few other, like 4 other spots where they crossed over. It's like a Lightning Racer, except not as many crossovers and not really as much airtime going on. That's right, I'm saying Lightning Racer has more airtime, even though Lightning Racer really has airtime. This ride was more of a lateral ride. You can kind of look at the layout and just kind of know that it's a lateral ride. And also Volcano the Blast Coaster at Kingston Mini, which is now actually closed down for the year. Unfortunately, I don't know when it's opening back up. Hopefully, they can get it up for next year, 2019. So anyway, really cool Intamin invert, um, very unique launch coaster in that volcano, and a lot of Heartland rolls. Really cool ride. These are all really cool rides. '98 is when things started to go pretty. There were a lot of really interesting stuff going on. So that's all I'm going to talk about. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you all later.